You going down, Diddy, okay? Y'all, I swear to God, I got out this doctor's appointment and heard the news that Diddy is going down, okay? But that's not what we talk about right now, okay? I want to go ahead and knock out this review for Love After Lockup. I'm going to get into it, and then we will talk about Diddy and his old, lock it up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail, okay? You going to jail, Diddy. Don't drop the soap, bitch. Maybe they won't put you in the same corridors as Mr. Kelly, Mr. Robert, all right? You know, all that lavish lifestyle you used to, all those parties, them freak-offs you was having. I'm sure, you know, the inmates wouldn't mind having a little freak-off with you either. But yeah, let me stop. Let me get off of Diddy real quick. But let's talk about Love After Lockup, you guys. If you're new to my channel, hey, how you doing? Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, all right? Like the video. It is free. It ain't gonna touch your bank account, all right? I ain't like Trump gonna grab something that don't belong to me, okay? He the next one that need to go down, for sure. He shouldn't be running for president, no way. But let's get into Love After Lockup. It honestly felt more like a filler episode, so this review shouldn't be too long. Let's go ahead and get into the first couple. Let's get into Joey and Kim. Let me tell you something. Joey is going right back to prison. He's going right back to jail, or he's gonna go right back to that schmack, all right? Because his personality, his attitude is that of, I don't care, get over it, you know? And that's not something that you can do when you have a fiance, you know. Now he's proposed to her, and 2 kids, you know. And so he starts basically talking about, you know, I was always wanted this life and everything like that, but I had no clue how much you know, how much work I was gonna be doing. And see, that's what your ass get, because you see how he used the words, I had no idea how much work I would be doing, you know, with the boys. He didn't mind Kim having kids, because in his mind, they were my responsibility. You know, they were Kim's responsibility. But when you decide to get with her, her kids is your kids. And so you sitting here talking about, oh, it's so much, you know, get the boys dressed, getting ready for school, all this type of stuff like that. Huh. Welcome to parenthood, all right? And I'm looking at them boys. I know them boys is wild. They look bad as hell. But he handles all that and basically tells Kim, you know, he wants to go and get some tires for his car, aka Kim's car, the one that she bought him. And she literally tells him before they get out the kitchen, here's my car, don't go on $500. He's like, yeah, $500. She's like, I'm serious. Like, I don't know, you think money grows on trees? And she's sitting there saying, she's like, ever since he got out, like, damn, I've been losing money. I've been running through money left and right. And so she's like, you know, I don't know what you think this is. She's like, did you not manage your money? He was like, no, because he was a drug dealer, you know, so money was always coming in. But now that you're on the legal route, sir, you can't be doing what you're doing. And not only that, just so disregard the fact that it ain't your money. And so she tells him $500. He's like, yeah, you know, I just want to get some tires. And she's like, just tires. He gets to the tire shop, and I guess it's one of his homeboys that he either was in jail with or hung out with before. What is going on? Hold on, you guys. I don't know what's on. That'll have to do. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to fix my camera thing. But yeah, so he goes to the shop, and like I said, I think it's one of his homeboys that he was either locked up with or hung out with. And he's like, yeah, you know, it'd be good seeing them. You know, they've definitely turned their life around. You know, seeing what they got is nice. So he go into the tire shop. He look around, and homie, he's like, yeah, so which ones you interested in? He's like, oh, I want the ones at the front. And so he's like, oh, okay, you know, it's gonna be $2,200. I said 22. He skipped clean over 500. Now, you spent 4 times the amount that Kimberly told you. And he gives him the card like it's no problem. And you know what his excuse was? I just wanted to do something for myself. You've been doing nothing but, like, I don't know what you mean, do something for yourself. You can do that if it was your money, but it ain't your money. It's not your money. I really do not understand how he's really feeling just the mitigated gall to just spend up somebody's monions. That ain't his. So his excuse of, I just wanted to do something for me. Okay, what have you done to feel like you need to reward yourself? You only been out 1 month, ain't got nan job, and been doing nothing but spending money. So he's talking to his homies while the other one's ringing up the tires, because he didn't just get tires, he got tires and rims. And so he goes to the front, they shooting pool and whatnot, and he's talking about Kimberly. He's like, yeah, I really love this girl, I just really want to get right for her. And his homie was like, yeah, I definitely haven't seen you as serious about anybody else before. And he was like, he's like, yeah, I haven't seen you this serious with anybody else before. And he's like, yeah, that's how bad I want her or whatever. And then flash to 2 minutes later, he's sitting there talking about, yeah, dang, she won't stop hitting me up. He's clearly getting ding, 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 ding notification from whatever, that I'm sure was going back and forth with Kim, because Kim been around this whole time. So she's been going back and forth with multiple women over Joey. And that's why it's crazy, because like now he feels like he's somebody because Kim, yo dumb ass up, keeps going after him. And literally giving
incoming call. Press Uconnect phone button to answer.
Hold on, y'all. All right, you guys, I'm back. I had to have my doctor calling me to schedule an appointment, but nonetheless, Joey's over there getting text messages from another whore that Kim's gonna be fighting her over Joey, and then Joey ain't nothing to fight over too. And Kim, you've been doing this literally all the years of his life fighting for that man, and he's doing you dirty because of it. He know you gonna put up with this okay? Well, dang, did y'all hear that? So yeah, he's at the car shop and talking to the dude, and they're just kind of like, all right, back out here again. Sorry, I had to whip on out there. So yeah, he's basically talking to his homies about being with Kim and this other girl hooking up with him, and Joey's just like, all this stuff like, oh, I just want to be better for Kim, but it's like, you ain't acting like it. So he head on home, and he's like, yeah, Kim, she got basically a notification, so anytime money come out that she know. And when he rang that hoe up, he already started getting the messages, ding ding ding. So he gets to the house, and she's like, you want to explain why you spent all that money? And she's like, I'm pretty sure I told you $500. He was like, what do you mean? She was like, there's so much other stuff that we have to deal with, remember, kids, school, what about our wedding? And he's like, man, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Like, that's all for you. He kept trying to like minimize his place in the funds that it takes to do those things, because he blew through this money. And then you're trying to make it seem like all those things is just for Kim. Like, oh, and she's like, well, what about a dress? Like, I want a dress. He's like, man, let's get married at the courthouse. You are so inconsiderate. That motherfucker is so inconsiderate, and that's one thing I cannot stand, is inconsiderate motherfuckers, and at the most too as well. People who are inconsiderate and gaslight people the way he did. You're gaslighting Kim into making it feel like what you did was not wrong. She's like, didn't I tell you? Oh, I mean, you said spend $500 on tires. So he thought he was being a sarcastic prick by saying, well, I got tires. When I tell you, if I was in that kitchen, I would have swung that pan right across that motherfucking cheek. And so she's like, you know what? I can't deal with this. And she walks away. Sir, I need you to come over so I can get Starbucks, okay? I'm trying to hit the bucks so I can get me a baked apple croissant. rated. Ooh, buddy. So yeah, Kimberly, whatever her name is, gets pissed off, and Joey want to sit there and act like he ain't do what he just did, gaslighting the out of her, making it seem like, oh, it wasn't that big of a deal, and then his logic was, you can either be mad about it or you can get over it. Oh, that right there, get your ass out immediately. So moving on, y'all, Zuri is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That's crazy, okay? So she's been doing nothing but screaming and hollering and getting upset because y'all know Karen, Troy's mom, she basically was talking to Zuri, and she mentioned something about like, oh, she cheating on him anyways, and Karen mentioned it, and she's like, you know, y'all over here talking about, oh, she cheating on Troy and and so I guess this is all stuff that had happened, and it was all stuff that Zuri said that they got over. She's like, you know, we talked about it, he mentioned it because I told him, you know, she was like, he just wasn't acting like, you know, somebody who wanted to be with me. I told him I was feeling, you know, neglected and and so she went and found the comforts in another man. And of course, you know, he was upset, and I guess allegedly he either talked to his mom about it or old girl about it and encouraged him to get back with her. So now she's feeling like, why is this being thrown back in my face as if this is new information? Now, because of Zuri screaming, the wires were crossed to me about if Karen knew about it. Troy told Karen, and then Karen potentially told Yana and was talking about it with her, or Troy told Yana and Yana was the one that basically told him to get back with her. Either way, Troy literally hears Zuri going off on the inside. He's like, man, see, I want, you know, I hear it, I don't want to do it. Get that. She was going. What I tell you?
Why didn't you feel like she could talk about me? Get Troy. I don't want to talk to nobody else. Just sitting here talking about that.
But she was going off. So finally, Troy come in the house. She going back and forth with Karen. I don't know who you talking to like that. Even the producers, like, everybody was just kind of like, yo, she is wilding. And so Troy comes in the house. He's like, Yana, get the fuck out. Get out. Get out. I ain't putting up with this. You know, why's your baby mom feel like she could talk to me? She grabbed her ring, throw it off. And he's like, Zuri, come on now. And so she's like, I only want to talk to Troy. And so she yanks Troy in, slams the door, and the producer said all anybody can hear is Zuri going off and Troy trying to get a word in. Why your baby mother feel like she could talk about me? I ain't got time for this, Troy. I'm like, and you can even the producers had to finally be like, Zuri, okay, open the door, Zuri, because now it's starting to sound scary, real scary. Now you pulled up this close to me, you know your ass. Park 2 inches from my. Ooh. Nonetheless, y'all, I don't know if it's gonna be hands on site with Zuri and Yana if they make it over there to Brooklyn. But I definitely do feel like there's a little bit of Yana trying to stir it up. Shout out to Funky Dineva, she trying to stir shit up between Troy and Zuri. And Zuri, this is where you need to play chess, not checkers. You're allowing this girl to get under your skin. And if this is something that you already had a conversation about, what you really should have been acting like is, she really tried it. Like, play it off like a G. When she watches this shit back and she sees how you're reacting, do you know how satisfied that she's gonna feel knowing that she agitated that out of you? That was her goal. And so now it's just like we ended the episode with Zuri just,
get that bitch out. You talking to that bitch about me? Why she feel like she could talk about stuff that we already talked about?
I was like, you gonna have a heart attack right there on the spot if you don't stop. And so finally, when the producer tried to come in, she threw her bra off with the damn, because all she was in was her damn bra, titty spilling over the top. And so finally she's like, because they kept trying to come in, she's like, I'm naked, and she threw the bra out with the mic pack attached to it. So yeah, you guys, I want to move on to what's the other couple that there was? I'm trying to figure out who it was. It was Shonta and True. I want to save those for last. Let's get into Julian and Christine. Didn't I tell y'all Julian was some BS? I told you I had my good eye on Julian. I don't trust that motherfucker. So, Christine, y'all, I'm glad to hear, has got a job. Y'all, she got a job working a job at a bar. I think it is. She's working at a bar, I think it is. And she's liking it, you know. But Julian, she's like been there the whole month, she said. And she's staying upstairs on the 3rd floor, you know, 5-6 hours at the day when his kids are at the house or whatever. And it's just kind of like, Julian, are you really thinking about and considering how that would affect somebody's mental health? You told her, you sold her all of this stuff. You know, you were going to be her Prince Charming. You were going to be the man who helped pay for her legal fees and da-da-da-da. And here we are, you know, she make it to the crib and she's talking to him like, you know, what really sucks is I'm upstairs and your kids are here, because I think he has like a week on, a week off with his kids. So she's talking to him like, you know, I don't have freedom to walk around my house. I can't even put pictures up. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, you have freedom? She's like, no, I don't. And he was like, well, majority of the time, so don't do that. And then you see, he tried to gaslight the fuck out of her, and then he tried to manipulate and turn it into something else. He was like, you're just sounding ungrateful, and that's what I feel like he's gonna do. Anytime she speaks up and calls him out on his BS, he's gonna start throwing she's ungrateful in her face, and it's gonna make her back off of him, because at the end of the day, she is a woman with insecurity. She is a woman who probably feels like, you know, I should be grateful that I got a man who want to help me, and, you know, and willing to pay for my lawyers, and, you know, I'm an ex, you know, cocaine head, druggie, you know, this is probably the best I'm gonna get. And I really do not like that. I hope that her job and the friends that she seems to be talking to, you know, she's telling them all about the stuff. And the one girl, she's like, from what I heard of Julian, I don't like him. And Christine wants to do comedy, and go for it, girl. Like, you have the stories. I'm sure you got a lot of prison jokes that could make a lot of people laugh. But she's talking to Julian, and he's storming up. You know what? I don't want to talk about this anymore. I gotta go to work. Or do you? Or do you, Julian? Y'all come to find out, y'all, Julian lost his motherfucking job. And so now here it is. He's been on, I guess, got his little severance pay. And he's doing everything he can to make a job. But the reason he's so intense and so wound up is because here it is. You trying to sell Christine a dream. And, bitch, it's your worst nightmare. That's what he's feeling like. You know, I just feel like I got this stack of cards. And, you know, they're all going to come tumbling down at any moment. Then, not to mention, y'all, he finally told his ex about Christine. And he's like, the first thing she did, of course, was start Googling, and, you know, found her history out. And so now, obviously, she don't want her next to the kids. And it's like, that's where I get so pissed off with these people who are outside of jail. Y'all be having family members, and y'all don't tell them about the situation. Y'all want to wait till it's a week before somebody gets out, and they already got, you know, plans to parole at your house or whatever. You know, they can't change that address. Like Christine, that's her address. She really has nowhere else to go because she's not good with her family, and she was a druggie before that. You know, she said she lost everything, so she really has nowhere to go. And so you think, oh, let me spend all this time with this woman who's gonna come out and parole at my house, but let me not tell my ex? That, you know how stupid that sounds? Which is why he's in the situation he's in. You got this woman trapped up at the top floor, hiding away from your kids. Do you really think at no point your kids are gonna run into her? Come on, Julian. And so he goes to pick her up, and after his little fake ass interview, and she wants to go out with the friends, and she's like, come on. He was like, no, you know, it's good, you just go out by yourself, you know, go hang out with them, because the friend, she wanted to introduce Julian to them. And he was like, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the bar. He's like, yeah, cool, you know, that's all right, you know, I'm gonna go to the house. And she's like, well, you don't want to go out with me? He was like, no, you know, I just gotta get home. Work's been a lot, you know, I got an interview in the morning. And she's like, interview? What you mean interview? And he was like, let me talk to you. So finally, y'all, he tells her that he ain't got no job. And she's like, when did this happen? He said a week ago. About a week ago. I don't believe him. I don't believe him. I think Julian found him a woman that he felt like he could play Prince Charming to with his old insecure, nerdy ass. And now he's about to be one of those. And she called it. No, even though Christine is, you know, a woman of the streets, she can clock Julian in the fact that he wants to give her all this corporate jargon and still say a bullshit. So I'm glad to see Christine. It's like, you know, he's not overtly, you know, just he never raises his voice, none of that. He's more passive aggressive, and that is something that I do not like. Passive aggressiveness will send me up a wall. And so knowing that Christine is handling it, y'all tell y'all, Julian, I don't like it. I don't like it. Christine, save your munions and get the fuck away from Julian, okay? Matter of fact, you with him, run his pockets. Run his motherfucking pockets up. Get your shit together and bounce. And don't feel no ways about it. Because Julian, you on bullshit. You really are. Like, how long do you really think you're supposed to hold Christine up and convince her, oh, you're not in jail just because she can walk out? That's literally like Gen Pop. How you go, you have your cell time, then you have your Gen Pop time. You're literally doing the same thing to her. And to take a person who's literally been locked up and then isolate them in certain instances and tell them, oh, you're not locked up, like the manipulation. Oh, I don't like Julian. But let's go ahead and move on to the last couple, y'all. True Falsivities and Shonta. So Shonta and Troy, y'all know he can't, not Troy. Why do I keep calling that nigga Troy? True, you know, came, he made his way up to Shonta. She wanna sit there and act like she's not happy about it, but she is. And so she you know, lets him in. You know, he stayed the night, and she told him to sleep on the couch or air mattress, and she said, yeah, you tried to come into my bed last night. We all knew he would. And did she allow him to? Yes. Absolutely. Because Shonta would act like she mad at him, but that's the unfortunate part about being a woman who's not only emotionally invested, but now she's pregnant. And so she keeps in her mind trying to give True all these opportunities to show himself to her. And, you know, he's sliding up in the bed with her at night. And she said they didn't do nothing. But, you know, he was like, you know, it was cool laying with you. She was like, yeah, you know, I'm not gonna lie, you know, it was cool laying beside you. He was like, yeah, I know. And I'm just like, oh, Shonta, don't do it. Shonta, what are you doing? So they head out to her little supposed ultrasound it was supposed to be. And so she basically tells him, like, you know, I want you involved, but you're gonna have to show yourself to me. Like, this ain't just gonna do, you know, like, I want to let you in, but like, I'm scared because truthfully, honestly, you could get up and leave at any moment you want to, i.e. he showed you already. Shonta didn't go get up and go when he want to. And so they go to the doctor, and she tells him, today it's not gonna happen, but if you continue to, you know, to be consistent, maybe next time. So she go in the doctor's office, and she sit there and start feeling bad for True, talking about, oh, you know, I don't want to rob this opportunity of him, and, you know, this experience, I do want to share that with him. She's trying to get all these moments out of him to, like, live in this fantasy for a second. And it's so crazy because you can see Shonta watching herself. You can see in Shanta's mind doing it regardless of knowing, like, bitch, don't do this. Like, you can see her telling herself, like, bitch, don't do this. And then she does it anyway, as most women do. So she doesn't do it, but tells him everything's all right. And so they go back to the house for a little game night with the kids and stuff. And so they're playing, you know, charades and everything. And this is finally time for him to meet everybody. So they have game night, you know, her kids and everything. The friend comes finally to meet him. And, you know, it was cute. She's like, you know, it was cool having everybody. It was a little awkward, but, you know, watching him and all of us have fun, you know, like, I like that. And I'm like, here you go. Like, you're fantasizing all this shit, you know. And so the friend comes, and she get right to the business. What you doing, my friend? Why you here? What job you got? When she asked what job you got, he said, I work at the casino. She said, do you clock in? Where's your W-2s? He said, I go in, you know, they take my ID. Yeah. I'm just like, nigga, you gamble. That's what you do. You gamble. He play blackjack, play craps all day. And Shantae, if you stay with who money you think he gonna run up? Huh? Who money you think he gonna take? And y'all got twins on the way. That's just gonna be expensive, okay? So the friend already is like, Shantae, no. And she's outside. She's like, you know, I know my friend Shantae. I can tell that she is completely ignoring everything, and she can see that he's full of bullshit, but she just wants to do it because she loves the feeling of, you know, basically living in La La Land with him. And the friend just clocked it. She knows her friend. She's like, Shantae is just gonna try to feel like, oh, give him the opportunity to prove himself, but like, why? Like, he's already shown you who he is. Then it's like he's like, well, you know, I gotta go back. Now he want to spill the beans the day before he leave, talking about, well, Shantae, you know, I do want to let you know something. I gotta go see my parole officer, my PO, because you know I got a situation. He didn't tell her what it was, which was the fact that he got caught not staying at his mama house. He was staying over whatever she was at. Oh, y'all, the crazy girl, the thirsty girl who was at the gym, and she you know, said that she wanted a relationship with him, and he was like, and she called the mama. Now, whatever she said to the mama, for your mama to kick you out, true, you did that, okay? But now here it is, you over at some other girl's house, and you want to see her lie to my, oh, she a roommate. Nigga, you a homosexual at this point. And also as well, y'all, he got a 15-year-old. So he's trying to use this moment with the babies to like redo basically what he's missed. And this is how people always get caught up trying to do the, oh, you know, let me make it right with these other kids. No, it is not your job to do that and bring kids in to this world as an experiment of trying to be better. But nonetheless, he's like, yeah, I want you to come with me tomorrow, you know, just in case, And she's like, you do that coming here. And she's like, here, you want to wait to the last minute, true. And now here it is. I got to shift my life around, you know, worry about the kids and get them together. And I'm like, yeah, you acting upset, Shantae, but watch, you about to do all of it. You about to still do all that shit anti-ways. And she do. And she does. And now here it is. The next morning, they driving all the way over there. And True's still on bullshit. Tell me why he over there hit the Hemi with the he get over there 20 minutes early to meet up with some other wench. Y'all, she on the phone to my, oh yeah, you know, He's like, well, I'm here, come to start to meet me over here. And he get out the car and you can hear her voice. And I guess she handed him a jacket because he's like, man, dude, this ain't gonna fit. He got all the women's out here just buying him shit, right? And so Shantae called him. She like, where you at? He's like, oh, I got lost. She's like, you got lost? First of all, how the hell you get lost in the city that you know? And he's like, not lost, but you know, I took the wrong turn. And she's like, okay, true. And he want to sit there and go in the confessional talking about, oh, Shantae know I got friends, you know, she know I talk to other women. True. Go back to jail. It's obvious you don't want to fix your life. It's obvious you want to still be hard-headed and feel like everything revolves around you. You don't want to listen to rules because this is the same shit that Shantae told you about when you first got out. She literally said that when she first got out. So if you get locked back up, that's on you. And now he's sitting there trying to prepare himself for the bad news. And if you get locked up, you do. If you got to go on house arrest, now you ain't gonna make everything. That's on you too. And then that's where the episode ended, y'all. So y'all tell me what you feel about Love After Lockup. You guys feel like Shantae is gonna keep, you know, living in La La Land with True? Do you guys feel like Kim is gonna stay with Joey even after finding out that he messing with other women and texting other women's? Okay. Do you guys feel like Zuri has a right to be upset? Y'all feel like Zuri, you know, has is there things going on behind the scenes that the baby mama is doing that Zuri has a right to be tripping out over, you know? And so I appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll catch y'all hoes later. Deuces.